Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Hey, if you're new here, please click that like, that subscribe, and don't forget to bang that bell notification. This way you will get notified every time I upload a video. Well, today's video is brought to you by Mactions. That's right, you've seen a previous video where I talked about floorboard extensions, and I'll link that up there that I put on my bike about rider comfort and all that. But today's video is all about their bag guards. Now check this out. They sent me these bag guards to put on the 2023 Road Glide ST, and yeah, we're definitely going to put them on, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to give you my impression of them. So far, construction is good. I had to bolt in the sliders. They give you these sliders, so I put a little thread locker in here, and I torqued them in on both sides, left and right. So to prepare for this, you want to take your saddlebag off, and you want to take your side cover off. Why do you need to take the side cover off? Because you need to get to this bolt. Because what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting this roughly right in here. I'm going to show you how you measure for that, and we're going to install it and bolt it together. Now, if you're like this bike and you don't have all of the hardware, because like this bike didn't come with these bolts, so I have some laying around, so I was able to get those. Don't ask me the thread pitch. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description and how long and everything. So without further ado, let me show you how it's done. But before I show you how it's done, I'm going to go over the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a 9/16 box wrench, a T45 Torx bit or Torx driver, whatever you have that's a T45. That would help. An impact driver, some blue electrical tape, a marker of some sort. For me, I use the cutoff wheel. You could use a cutoff wheel, you could use a sawzall, you could use a pipe cutter. That's totally up to you. This I put up in between the bike and where I'm cutting to protect that. And then of course the part. So I'm going to show you how I measure for this. Is I take, I'm doing this one-handed, guys, sorry. Let me change hands. So I take my bag guard and I'll hold it up roughly to where I know where it's going to go. All right, so you want to have some sort of depth inside this tube. So basically, I'm going to cut it. Let me put this down, I'll show you. Just after this bend. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to mark it right here. Right? So that's where I'm going to cut it. But you know what they say? Always measure twice, cut once, because we cannot add to material, but we can take away. So that length looks pretty good. Like I said, this is just a rough measurement, and I won't have to, trust me, I won't have to. Let me get this cut. Let me get this bolt undone. It's just a 9/16 nut back here. See if I get you in there to see it. See that 9/16 nut right there? The T45, after we cut this, it'll come right off. Okay guys, I cut it and I removed it with that bolt. That's where it goes. So now what we're going to do, I'd also deburred and cleaned up and removed the tape from my bar here, which is your lower back support bar. So we're going to slide this in. I'm doing it again one-handed. Just like that. Now what I like to do is I like to start the top bolt right there. Then we're going to take this bottom bolt and we're going to get that into position, and then we're going to tighten them down. It's really not that hard. It's not that difficult. Like I said, you don't have to use a cutoff wheel like I did here. You could use a sawzall, you could use a pipe cutter, you could use a hacksaw, you could use whatever you have. But for me, it's easier with the ear tools to use the cutoff wheel. It's quicker, it's easier, and in my opinion, that makes it all better. So let me get this plugged in or connected, and we'll get back to it. All right, I needed the two hands to put this bolt in. Sorry guys, I didn't need to see it, but the nut is loose. So we're gonna snug this one up top here. And then when we're done, we'll definitely put a ratchet on it. Let me, oh geez. There you go, let go. The air ratchet didn't want to let go. Okay, so here we go. And what's the torque on these? Good old German torque, good and tight. All right, so that 9/16 wrench that I was telling you about is for right here. And let me get this tightened up and we'll finish this up. All right, this here is good and tight. That there's good and tight. Doesn't that look good? Now, if you're curious, why Mactions? Well, they have a pretty decent supply of parts at a very reasonable rate. And what do I mean by reasonable? Well, competitors sell these for $450 to $500, maybe even more. These are only like $260. I'll put the exact cost here. You know, of course, there's taxes and shipping that goes with it. But I already had the other side done. And you can see there really isn't much of a difference between other brands and this one. And, you know, full transparency, Mactions gave these to me to do this video. And I really appreciate their continued support and help on this channel. So, if you have any questions or you have any comments, please leave them down below. I will tell you, a little bit of a struggle to get that bottom bolt in. They're not 100% lined up like they should be. But, you know, that could be something I'll let them know. I'll get back to them and says, hey, these aren't lined up 100%. They're off just a little, and, you know, struggle to put them on, but save 200 bucks between these and the industry leader on these bag guards. So I will link a direct link to Mactions' website right here, and also down in the description, as well as a direct link to these bag guards in there. But let me show you again. We mentioned them, but I'm going to show you again the floorboard extensions that move the floorboard out 1.25 inches. So you got all this air room, so you get your the heat off your foot, off your leg, and a little bit more airflow helps cool the pipes down, which actually helps cool the motor down. And the same thing on the left side. Moved it out 1.25 inches. I found these extensions that I put here for his shifters. So when he shifts that, they will be, you know, where they were when this was put back in. I do have to move out the brake pedal. I got to find a longer bolt. Couldn't find one, but I'm still looking. All right, everybody. Until the next one, I want you to live the best life you can. Ride often and definitely always ride hard.
Like and subscribe.